Section 5 of the Western Boundary, and Other Essays by Helmuth von Moltke. Translated by Charles Flint McClumpher. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Alistair. Preface to Holland and Belgium in their mutual relations. Holland and Belgium is the first article which the Field Marshal had published under his name after he had been appointed to second lieutenant on the General Staff. Footnote: Berlin, Posen and Bromberg, printed and published by Ernst Siegfried, Mittler, 1831. End footnote. The Belgian Revolution, the immediate sequence of the July Revolution in Paris, seemed on the point of setting all Europe on fire, and even before it had been brought to a close, the insurrection in the East also, in Warsaw, was started. It is obvious that these events must have interested the clever young officer in the liveliest manner. While he, eager for action, was yearning for the war which a long time was thought to be unavoidable, he was also searching for an explanation of the great events. And he found this explanation, as he mentions in a letter to his mother, dated 24th of December 1830, in the History of the Netherlands, which he specially examined with a view to this fact. How he toiled in doing this is gathered from the same letter, where he says, "I have read over 1,000 pages in quarto, and over 4,000 in octavo." Footnote: a second work also, the map of the new boundaries between Holland and Belgium, proves what unceasing interest he took in these events. End footnote. Afterwards he had the work resulting from these studies printed as a brochure, and thus experienced the disappointments which every young author has to undergo. The next letter to his mother describes in a pleasing manner what these are. Berlin, 9th January, 1831. All the sorrows of a young author who is spoiling for a publisher have visited me. Thoroughly impressed by the value of our work, we are astonished to hear the booksellers talk of unsuccessful ventures, of the depressed condition of the book trade, to which we had just proposed to add a new impetus by our manuscript. The ingratitude of the man whose fortune has probably been made by our treatise provokes us, and we would withhold our light from the world, did not an impetuous shoemaker, to whom we allotted a lodging-place in the hall of our memory, urge with scientific fervency the publication of so extraordinary a work, although the compensation be only 3 ducats. 3 ducats! I am ashamed to write it down. 3 ducats for 300 years of history, while I receive in journals superficial scribbles paid at the rate of 2 louis d'or per sheet. Right humbling is it, indeed. Meanwhile, I doubt not for a moment but that 500 copies will be sold for a view, and I hope that you all will contribute your money towards it, so that a new bonus will follow. Anyhow, the hope of seeing oneself in print in a few days, and of being had in all respectable bookshops for 6 groschen, that decides it, especially when there is a prospect of being further made illustrious by a cutting criticism. Yet it does not seem proper to speak of oneself longer than 20 minutes. Confer infra C and K, for we authors like to cite authorities. And therefore I shall say only further that my immortal work, when I say work I really mean a brochure of Custchen's form, that it bears the title Holland and Belgium in Mutual Relationship, etc., and is adorned with our illustrious name. Yours, Helmuth. End of section 5.